Yeah.
So let's maybe start with the basics. Like, what are some of the things that would need to be in place for this kind of partnership to even be possible?
Well, one thing that your sources really emphasize is the importance of stability.
Stability.
Like societal stability. They suggest that we probably need to have our own act together, a relatively stable world, before we can expect something as transformative as independent AGI to emerge in a positive way.
Right. So it's not like independent AGI is going to just magically solve all our problems.
No, not at all. In fact, they point out that this fear of scarcity that we were just talking about, that could actually be a major obstacle.
Oh, I see. So that constant worry about not having enough, the competition for resources, all that.
Exactly. It tends to drive really, I don't know, like power-seeking behavior, right?
Yeah.
And when you combine that with super advanced technology, it's not hard to imagine how things could go wrong.
Yeah, that makes sense. If everyone's constantly scrambling for basic needs, it's tough to picture some harmonious AI utopia popping up.
Right. But the interesting thing is, your sources also suggest that technology itself, including earlier forms of AI, could actually help us overcome this fear of scarcity.
Oh, so like using the tools we have now to create a more solid foundation for whatever comes next. So, okay, let's say we do manage to sort out the stability thing, at least to some degree. Then there's this really fundamental question. Is independent AGI even possible in the first place?
That's the million-dollar question, right? And here's how your sources address it. They say, well, look at humans. We are, in essence, a form of independent general intelligence. The proof of concept is literally walking around.
Okay, so they're saying that since we exist, there's no reason to think that an artificial system couldn't also achieve that same level of general intelligence and independence.
Exactly. There's no compelling reason to believe that the human brain operates on principles that are, like, fundamentally beyond the reach of artificial systems.
All right, so let's grant them that point. I-AGI is plausible. But then there's the really, really big question, the one that I think a lot of people get hung up on. Even if these I-AGIs are possible, how can we be sure or even remotely confident that they would be friendly? Like, why wouldn't they just see us as a threat or a competitor?
Right. And this is where the idea of possibility space comes in. Your sources argue that within the vast realm of potential minds, it's totally possible that some I-AGIs will indeed be friendly and want to collaborate with us.
Okay, but that still feels like a huge leap of faith.
It is. It is. And your sources acknowledge that. They emphasize that this trust, this confidence in their friendliness, it's not a given. It has to be earned. They would need to show us, through their actions, that working with them actually benefits us.
Like, what kind of benefits are we talking about?
Well, they mention things like significantly improved living standards, much greater autonomy for humans, and even an expansion of our own possibility space, which is a whole other fascinating concept we can dig into.